Peace. This is Anpu Ra with another video on astral travel. And the last video I did was about it was on June 28th, 2013. I gave y'all some tips on how to astral travel, some tools to use to gain this type of experience. On this segment, I'm gonna talk about what happened to me on July 12th, 2013. That was on a Friday. Okay. It was around 3 a.m. I didn't leave my body. But sometimes coming out of a dream and opening your eyes, you can see into the fourth dimension. Okay. And sometimes when that happens, you might see something that might scare you. Here's a list of things that you might see. You might see the angels, demons, ghosts, spirits just linger around this dimension, orbs. And for those that don't know what orbs are, they're like these round balls of light. And sometimes, like if you use like one of those old cameras can pick up orbs. And sometimes they say those orbs are like spirits or entities that are around, and they come up on a camera as spirits. You see, like, if you ever see like one of those old pictures, you might have one of those old pictures in your photo album, and you see those little circles, those little white circles, perfect circles. You know what I'm saying? Those are orbs. You might see weird creatures, weird animals, and of course, shadow beings. So that night, I was having a nightmare. I remember I was having a crazy nightmare. And I woke up. But when I woke up, I looked on the side where my girlfriend was sleeping. And I saw this weird creature. Very weird. Something not from this planet. Something I never seen before. And that's what happens. Like, you like in a deep dream or nightmare, and you just wake up real fast and you open your eyes, you might see some things. And that night, I saw this weird creature. It looked like a spider type of jellyfish or an octopus, is what I wrote, because it had like these long arms. These long arms, like an octopus or a jellyfish or a spider. Like, it was just weird. I can't explain it. It just looked weird. And that was like the best way I could try to describe it. And it was just floating, and it was moving weird. It was like see-through, like I could see right through it. I could see like the outline of the creature. It looked like a microorganism, like if you was to look into a microscope, but it was huge. It was huge. It was like, I mean, it was huge. Let me see, like the size of like, let me see, like the size of my upper body, from my head to my waist. That's how big it was, and it was just floating. I saw it floating, and I just watched it. You know what I mean? And and it was like it was like the room was dark, but I can see the outline of it, and the outline of it was like white. It was white, and and I was able to see it for a few seconds, you know, and it was between dream time and so-called real time, and the weird creature began to vanish right before my eyes. That was my first time seeing something like that, and it was crazy. It just disappeared. It was just like when I woke up, as soon as I opened my eyes, I'm thinking I'm going to see a shadow being. But that time, it was just this weird creature, and it was just like moving its arms like in. It was just like move. It had like a bunch of arms, like a spider, like an octopus, like. And I was just like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? I didn't say anything. I just looked at it, and it just started moving. It had eyes and everything. It was looked like a something from a movie. Like it was crazy, and it just drifted away. And as I was drifting away, I guess because I was like waking up from the dream, but I was up. I guess your body and your mind, you know, I guess my body wasn't ready with my mind because I got up so quick, and then after a while I started to, I guess, shift into this three dimensional, but I was able to see something within the fourth dimension. Okay. I was reading this article that this lady had wrote on the internet, and her experience was similar as mine, and that's why I was like, wow, that's crazy. And here she wrote, strangest thing happened to me this morning. The alarm clock went off. Me and my husband, were awake. I watched my husband get up and walk across the room as I was still laying there. I looked up and I saw a huge spider-like creature the size of a cantaloupe on the wall. It was light brown, and if it noticed if I was watching it, so it made its way up the white ceiling. I continued to watch this thing crawl. See, she called it a thing because she didn't know what the hell it was. Across my ceiling to the corner of the room. It became clear color on my ceiling. Now that's how I saw it. It was like see-through. It was like clear, but I was able to see the outline of it. Okay. Somehow blending with its surroundings. I told my husband to stop and watch this thing. He couldn't see it. I clearly watched it moving its legs, becoming smaller and smaller, and disappeared in the corner of the wall. And she wrote, it didn't seem like anything from this planet. Was this a vision or something real? I'm very paranoid now. Please help me. Tell me that I'm not the only one that experienced this phenomenon. Okay. And this person posted this on his website. I'm not gonna give her name, but you're not alone. I've seen it as well. I've seen it as well. I'm still trying to learn the secrets to these different realms, the things I've seen. Like I said, I've been keeping note. I've been keeping track of all these things, this experience, and just trying to make sense of it. That's all. Just trying to make sense of it. That was it was crazy. It was weird. It was see, she saw it climbing up the wall. I just saw it like floating. So I mean, here you go. Two different people. I don't know this person. She damn sure don't know me. I just found this article, and this article was posted on December 27th, 2012. And this experience that I'm writing about is July 22nd, 2013. And we had pretty much the same experience. See, she woke up with a dream and she was able to see through the astral realm. Some people are able to do that. Some people just, don't. So, you know what? I'm going to go on to the next date on his journal. No, I'm sorry. That last one was July 12th, 2013. And she wrote that December 27th, 2012. But I'm going to go into July 22nd, 2013, which was a Monday. So I had another two type of experiences on the same month. And I'm just going to go into that since it's the same month. And that one was a little short. So on that day, July 22nd, 2013, on a Monday, I wrote, for the first time, the vibration started in my head early that night. It was around 11:50 p.m. And the vibration was so strong that I felt my whole body was shaking. I started to separate from my body, and I looked around the bed, and there they were, shadow beings. But they took the form of three women that I've never seen before. Two was on the side of my bed, and one of them was on the other side of the bed where my girl was sleeping. They were just looking at me, and they were saying something, but I couldn't hear them because the vibration was so loud. And I closed my eyes and just let the vibration take over. And it just got stronger. So again, remember, I'm thinking that at this time, I'm thinking these entities are doing something to me. They're the ones, I'm thinking they're the ones that are creating this vibration, in my whole body. That's why when I got these vibrations, I will always get scared because I'm thinking that they were the ones that was doing this to me. Little did I know, it was me the whole time. It was my energy. My energy, my Kundalini energy was rising. My third eye was being open. So that's what happens. That's the feeling you get. But at that time, like I said, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. So I was, I got a little afraid. So so I remember I looked at them and I just cursed them out. That's how frustrated I was because I couldn't move. I was still in that sleep paralysis state. And I remember I was like, fuck you, and fuck you. And the two of them by the bed was shocked. Like I saw their face expressions and they was like, and I remember it's like reading their mouth, like, why? And I said, because you three are not trying to help me. And then when I said that, they just disappeared. They just disappeared. Just like how that creature just disappeared right in front of my eyes. It was just like faded. It just fades away. They just faded away. And I mean, who knows? It could have been spirits. But because there was three of them, I'm saying to myself, yo, these are these shadow beings. And these shadow beings can shapeshift. They can take different forms. So, like I said, I was conscious. I knew what's up. I'm like, they trying to play me. They trying to fool me. I'm like, nah. So I got really frustrated and I just cursed them out. And I was still separated from my body and I was walking around my apartment. And I went to the window and because I was going to go outside. So when I looked outside, the weather looked crazy. So I decided to stay in. Like when I'm in the astral body, I'm in the astral plane and I'm walking in my living room. I went to the window. It was like a crazy storm outside. I mean, it was like rain. Shit was blown over. The wind was crazy. It was like a tornado outside. So because of that, I decided, not to go out and just stay in. So I went back to my body and I woke up. And when I woke up, I realized that something was keeping me from going outside. But it was just, to me, I'm saying to myself, like, to me, it was just another test on my fear. Fear is the key to reaching ascension. Okay? And like I said, I felt like they were stopping me from going outside. Just like that last experience when I finally said, you know what, I'm going to go outside. And I turned around, it was a baby there, and it was like crying. And I'm like, I know this is a distraction. So I just went, go ahead. But at that time, I sort of went, it's sort of weather out there was just crazy because, I get confused. It's like, I'm like, you know what, I just said, let me just go back to the body. It's kind of weird, like when you go back to your body, it's like you just will it. You just will it, and it just, boom, you just go, wake up, like, oh, that was crazy. Um, yeah, these shadow beings, they can take different forms. They can manipulate your mind, you know. They play with your dreams. So think about it this way. I mean, you might be watching this video and be like, yo, this dude is crazy. But when you having those nightmares, guess what? Those are the negative entities that are projecting these images in your head. And they are taking your energy. Because these type of negative entities, they feed off of fear. And doing my research on this spider-like creature also does the same thing. They're like energy vampires. That's what the vampire story comes from. Really, the hidden truth, real story about vampires. It was all about taking energy. See, but the movies they kick it like, oh, they sucking blood, because the blood is basically, that's the energy. Blood is pretty much everything. You can't live without blood, you know. But they taking your energy. So next time you having a nightmare, believe it. Don't believe it, know it. These negative entities are taking your energy. That's why sometimes when you have nightmares, you have crazy dreams and nightmares, you wake up very sluggish. Very sluggish. And the reason why they're taking your energy, because this is how they eat. This is how they live. This is how they exist. The laws of polarity, good and evil, light and dark, you know. But yeah, it was a crazy experience. July was pretty crazy for me. So yeah, so that the first one was July 12th, and then I had another experience on July 22nd. And that was all in 2013. So I'm gonna leave y'all on that note till we meet again. This is Anpu Ra. And also, I'm rocking my hematite beads. This is the hematite crystal beads. Alright. Hematite looks like a grayish silver like. And it's very shiny too. It's kind of different from other crystals. But the hematite is very good for protection. Very good for protection. So if you feel like you having nightmares at night and you want to be protected, get some hematite crystals. So let me get out of here. Leave y'all on this note. I'm gonna drop another video about what happened to me in August. I tell you, every experience is different. Every experience is interesting. It's a learning experience for me. But I'm out. You know what I mean? Anpu Ra. Peace.